Hi everybody and welcome. Have a seat and let's talk. This is a serious video, and if you are determined to listen, then I want you to do one thing for me today. Listen to the end of the video, or if you are about to make a nasty comment, then please just listen again to what I said about whatever you want to comment on. The reason why I ask for this is because I think we are all worked up about what is going on around us. We are so worked up that we think we hear something and immediately we fly off the handle and respond or say something, often totally unnecessary because we either misunderstood or we went to get tea and we missed something which explained the narrative, etc., etc. So, I'm issuing, I want to say a warning, but I'm going to say I'm issuing a plea on this video before I start my narrative. Please listen to the end of the video or go back and get clarity before you comment. Because today the person behind this particular video, the human being behind these words, is just as worried and as tired as you are, and maybe even more than some of you, because regardless of everything, one can only hear what a piece of shit you are so many times before you start to believe it, or told so many times to go walk in front of a bus before you feel like actually doing it. So I'll try my best today to stay calm and measured and to be kind, although this is a hard video to make. And quite frankly, I do not even know where to start or how far we'll get today, okay? Anyway, so I'm not going to call people names today, particularly in an effort to stay measured and calm. But it is hard to believe that in times when we have radio, television, social media, newspapers, magazines, internet, a time when we are bombarded with information, that there are still people who do not think and who do not understand that what is happening in the Middle East is also affecting me and my family here all the way down at the very bottom end of Africa. So I'm going to give a very quick explanation to those in the back row, because I need to deal with a number of topics today, and if I don't get to it, then I will have to do a part 2, okay? We'll see how far I get. Anyway, I think it was yesterday that there was a meeting between petrol and diesel distributors in South Africa. Like other countries in Africa, even in Europe, and to an extent China and other Asian countries, we are now running into trouble with crude oil and refined petrol and diesel coming into the country. We are on the brink of a shortage in petrol and diesel. These big delivery trucks moving merchandise, including foodstuffs, are now under quotas. According to a report, it will be 200 litres per truck per day, which is down from 800 litres, which was implemented like a month ago. Huge price increases will also be implemented in the next few days. And not 10 cents or 20 cents or even 50 cents per litre, which we normally complain about, but we are looking at 4 rand and 10 cents for 93 unleaded and 4 rand and 53 cents for 95 unleaded. Diesel may be anything between a 7 rand and 39 cents to 8 rand per litre increase. Although trade between South Africa and Iran has been minimal, especially since I think 2003, South Africa is still heavily affected by the conflict, as 69% of the country's refined petrol and diesel imports come from Middle Eastern suppliers, and a very large portion of our crude oil from Saudi Arabia. 20% of our diesel comes from Oman, 20% from United Arab Emirates, 14% from Bahrain, and 8% from Saudi Arabia. When it comes to petrol, the most recent figures show that 35% of our petrol comes from the United Arab Emirates, 34% from Oman. Of course, these shortages and price increases will affect the price of everything else, from toilet paper to bread, milk and sugar. Also our electricity. I mean, absolutely everything. You think of something and its price will be affected. Donald Trump has now, over the past year, threatened many countries. He threatened Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, and now Cuba. He has threatened Denmark and Spain, and now he's threatening NATO. But he has also threatened my country numerous times. The United States, for instance, boycotted the COP summit in South Africa and has not invited South Africa to the 2026 COP summit held in the United States. He has hit us with 30% tariffs. He has also, on a number of occasions, threatened South Africa with some mysterious, devastating consequences. And now, believe it or not, he has launched an investigation into alleged child labor in South Africa. Now, if it wasn't so sad and so devastating to our reputation as a country to do business with, it would have been hilarious. Take it from me, child labor is not an issue in South Africa. Maybe, if you drive far into the mountains, you may find a boy herding goats or cattle or sheep. But that is their tradition, their way of life, and one which is very fast dying out. In general, South Africans, no matter their race or religion, are rather protective of our children. Yes, we do have bad apples, like anywhere else, but I'm going to be very naughty here and say that I sincerely doubt that PDF philia is as rife here as it is among the American politicians and elite. So, instead of investigating child labor here in South Africa, he could rather keep his Epsteins and Bill Gateses and Woody Allens away from South Africa, or even better, instead of telling us who we should lock up, why doesn't he arrest Bill Gates or Woody Allen and all the other PDF files who did the dirty in Manhattan, Epstein Island, and Zorro Ranch? I mean, where are those arrests? Anyway, I've now gone off on a tangent. But I think I have made myself very, very, very clear as to how and why Donald Trump's decision affect us here in South Africa. So please, no one on the channel can now go and plead ignorance and tell me that Donald Trump and the United States or the war in Iran has nothing to do with me. I absolutely 100% promise you, when next week 200 or 300 rands worth of petrol will not be enough to take Dragonman to school and back for a week, I shall definitely or most likely go F Donald Trump. And I will have every right to do so, just like any American who are doing so right now. And to the Americans, please protect your children. Do not allow them to die for another country. You all said America first. Well then, put Americans and American children first. Please do it. But before I continue, let me make something else very, very clear. Just because I am mad at Donald Trump and his frontal lobe dementia, I'm not mad at you. I know how helpless we can feel sometimes when our politicians go and screw up. I still care about you. I love you. I pray for you and your sons and daughters who are now put in harm's way. Now, okay, I spent more time on this than I intended to. So let's talk about the royals and related issues. But first, another short rant. Remember the days when the Sussex squad only knew a few words, when they had a limited vocabulary because their answer to everything was racism? Remember? Do you remember those days? Meghan Markle's shoes were, say, too big, and they would chorus, "That is racist." What Meghan said was word salad and made no sense, and they would chorus, "Racist, racist." Meghan's hair looked bad today. Racist. Goodness, it appeared it was the only insult they knew. Everything was racist. Geez, even old Scobie got onto the bandwagon, and although he's whiter than my butt, even he yelled racism. However, it appears my fellow Mexiteers, not all obviously, I mean, really only a handful, but a few of them also got stuck on a word, and the word is jealous or jealousy. I would criticize Charles, and I'm jealous. Now, what I am supposed to be jealous of, I don't know. I certainly don't want his looks, his attention, or his life. Dare criticize Camilla. Oh, I'm jealous that Charles chose her and not me. Seriously, I never ever in my entire life hoped that he would. I have never even put myself in his orbit, not even when I was young and sexy. Had he been Bryan Adams or Daniel Day-Lewis, well, that's another matter. And now the latest. I am apparently, allegedly, jealous of Andrew Lownie. Listen, my dearies, I am 62, 10 kilograms overweight, with more lines on my face than a road map. I do not have time to even shave my own legs sometimes. Why the heck would I waste time to be jealous of Andrew Lownie? Because his book sold well? Well, why then am I not jealous of Tom Bauer, Valentine Lowe, Walter Isaacson, David McCullough, or Michelle Obama for that matter? I mean, don't be ridiculous. I don't even dislike the man. It's more a matter of not trusting him. One does not write a biography, and then put footnotes in saying there's no proof of this or that. Let me explain it this way, and those with knowledge of the laws in your own countries are welcome to chime in. Usually, and in particular in criminal cases, it is not up to the defense really to prove their client's innocence. It is up to the prosecutors to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So I'm telling you that although, after everything I have just said and done, I am now convinced that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is a dirty, deviant idiot who likely deserves a couple of years in prison, I would still, if I was Andrew's lawyer, I would have sued Lownie and won. Why? Because of his book. You do not write a biography with footnotes stating that things on a certain page may not be true and that you have no proof of it. Why do you think Simon & Schuster dropped Andrew Lownie's book entitled just months before it was scheduled for release? Because they called it editorially unacceptable, which it was and still is, and they did not want to risk being sued. So again, if Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was not a royal and his brother did everything in his power to keep him out of court, he would have or could have gone to court, proven through Lownie's own words that some of the stuff was pure shite and pure fiction, and thus have placed reasonable doubt on everything else Lownie wrote in his book, whether it turned out to be true or not. Further, Andrew Lownie has said on numerous podcasts that he is a monarchist, which is a bold-faced lie. Andrew Lownie is also promoting Graham Smith's book, Graham Smith being the CEO of Republic. So yes, I am certainly not jealous of a man whose work I do not exactly respect much and who can lie to benefit himself. So go find another reason, like maybe I just don't like or trust him much, which is 100% my right. I'm sure there are people out there who don't like or trust me much. And you know what? That does not even have much to do with Andrew Mountbatten Windsor or what Andrew Lownie wrote about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. I don't know how to even put this in words. Let me just say, I find Andrew Lownie a bit two-faced. I think he's riding the bandwagon into oblivion. He's giving us a Meghan Markle, hopping onto every channel, whether they have 50 or 500,000 subscribers. Give him an opportunity and he will hop on. We are oversaturated with him. We've heard everything he has to say, and now he seems to be making up things, which I don't like. He's destroying other people's lives for the benefit of his own pocket. Any case, folks, that is it. That is what I have to say for now, because I have a tutoring session coming up. I will be back and we will continue this discussion. So until then, please take good care of yourselves and please stay safe out there, because I really want you back, even if it's just to argue with you again. Okay, bye.